IDoS is the first international dialogue on STEM. We invited initiatives from all over the world, practitioners, scientists and policymakers to discuss the goals of STEM education all over the world.
In so many contexts, we have learned that international dialogue helps. In early childhood education or in school education, we don't have yet enough. So here are the pioneers. Thanks for being here.
When we make reference to Africa, we have to also remember the reality of Africa. When we were being colonized, we were told that if you were educated, you were successful. And this is very much attached to why people think that education means success.
In India, we have so many problems, and I personally believe that the next innovations are coming from the fringes of the society, and that's why A is making their circle of influence, circle of empowering more constructive for problem solving, and that's what we are trying to use through our STEM initiative.
It is important to know how other countries, how NGOs in other countries and continents handle the problems, and we see that there are things that are successful here and there.
It turns out the issues and the constraints and the good practices that people have discovered in their own individual countries are similar.
By each doing their own big or small project, it is important to let us move forward and encourage young people to be motivated in science in general.
The STEM of today is really about thinking like a scientist, thinking across the boundaries, thinking in multiple dimensions and multiple perspectives all at the same time.
It's not only mathematics and scientific content, but it's more to learn how to find solutions, how to cope with problems which are probably totally new for all of us.
We can enable people to live more confident in a world that is rapidly changing, in a world where we have to educate people for jobs that have not been created, to use technologies that have not been, invented, and to solve social problems that we can't even yet imagine. That's what STEM education really is about.
It is one of our core rights to be educated properly. And in order to ensure that the education is quality education, because that's the other thing, we need to add the word quality to it.
We're trying to produce young people who are critical thinkers, flexible thinkers and problem solvers.
We can infuse really amazing values from basic STEM skills into education no matter where it is.
We came to the conclusion that we should use digital media if it's pedagogical, meaningful somehow. And I think we're still at the very, very beginning of exploring the possibilities and all the potentials digital media have for learning.
What we all had in common is that it's important to have an understanding of the prior knowledge the students are bringing to facilitate, for example, conceptual change.
People are not just reporting, but people are discussing, exchanging, and coming up with new ideas, new possible solutions, talking about challenges and problems. So it's very interactive, and I think that moves things forward as opposed to just coming and hearing some lecture.
I really enjoyed it. Just meeting people from all over the world and just sharing experiences with them was just very, very powerful and very informative.
And I got a lot of new people acquainted with, and I would like to continue our collaboration, and it was very inspiring.
I hope that this group of people really creates kind of a cohesive movement for global STEM education. I think that would be really amazing.
To see the ways that all of the work that we're doing supports common needs, but at the same time moves us forward in ways that can be solutions for all.
There are so many people that care about education and are willing to work so hard for it.
Thank you. It was wonderful to have this time together with you.
And thank you for sharing so much of your brains, your wisdom, your experience.